Hello, everyone. We are live again. It is Monday. Happy Monday. What are you manifesting this week? I would love to know. In my group, which this is also being streamed to my group, and I always like to ask, it's Manifestation Monday. What are you manifesting this week? So comment down below what you're focusing on. What are your goals? And in today's stream, I wanted to talk about the 3 questions you should always ask yourself before you do your first challenge. And really, I would suggest doing this for every challenge, not just your first one. So let's jump right into it, right? We're just going to go right in. And now the first one is, who do I need to hire? This is a big one, okay? Because everyone thinks either, oh, I can do this all on my own, or I need to hire a full on team. And really, it's a little mixture of both. It depends on what you're comfortable with. And in my workbook, which I will be mentioning quite a few times in this live, which it's free, by the way, not trying to sell you anything. In the workbook, I have a self evaluation kind of a quiz thing where you really do a self reflection on the things that you're good at and the areas that you're going to need for a Facebook challenge. You grade yourself. And if it's anywhere from a 5 or lower, then we suggest, okay, it's time to hire someone for that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have to hire 17 people. I have it broken down into 5 different people, I believe. It's either 5 or 6. And it's just the basics: a Facebook ads person, a graphic designer, let's see what else, a copy person, someone to manage your text, so your email sequencer, things like that. And then who is going to be the main face of your lives, which is number 5. Most of the time, that's going to be the person filling out the workbook. But there are businesses out there that have more than one face of the company. So you want to figure out who's going to be doing those lives. So actually, I want to screen share and show you the pages in the workbook that I'm going to cover that talk about this. Who do we need to hire? Whoa, that's weird. That's some Inception stuff going on. Let me bring that over there. Okay, here we go. So this is the workbook, and this is the title page. If we can scroll down, there we go. So that's just a little bit about me, but I want to jump to the self-evaluation part. Let's do that. So this is just everything that's in the workbook. It's got some vocabulary, glossary, and then, okay, what is a Facebook challenge? So here is where I cover like what a Facebook challenge is, what you should know, some things to look out for, things like that, learn why it works. I always like my quotes. I've got my quotes there. And we cover exactly what that is. Now, I believe I've done a live on this recently. I think it was 2 weeks ago, where I did a live on what a Facebook challenge is. But again, this workbook is totally free. So if you want that, go for it. And then that's going to be the next section. Actually, let's jump into the next section just for the sake of not jumping around. So the number 2 is, what am I going to talk about? So like, who are you talking to? What are you teaching? What's the topic? And then methods on how to pick that out. So see, what will you teach them? So in this workbook, we talk about what the best methods are in picking out what you're going to talk about. And this, I'm lagging so hard with this. So here's what a sample schedule for a launch is, or a Facebook challenge. I've heard it called so many different things: Facebook pop-up challenge, Facebook challenge, challenge, Facebook launch, Facebook pop-up group launch challenge. Like, it's ridiculous, but basically this is what it is. And you do your 5 days, and this is what I mean by what are you teaching them on these 5 days or more, if you decide, or less. What are you going to be teaching them? Now, if you scroll down, these are some questions to think about. Who are you talking to? So what is who is your target market? So what are you selling them? Your end goal. Are you selling something? Are you trying to build engagement in your group? All of those things are definitely things to consider, and that's why they're right up front here. When will they have time to watch your live trainings? So you want to consider, let's say you're talking to a mother, then you definitely don't want to do your lives when they would be doing lunchtime with their kids, or when they would be taking their kids to school. Or you want to consider your target. Who are you talking to? Let's see, are you ready to have an influx in clients? Can you handle a ton of people trying to pay you at once? I asked this question for a reason, and that's because I'm a very big person on systems. I have packages and products and coaching and all of that geared towards setting systems up in your business. And I think it's very important to consider the status of your business prior to doing a launch, because there may be some work that you need to do before. So think about if on a small scale, let's say 10 people come to you right now and say, I'm ready to buy whatever it is you're offering at the end of your challenge. Are you ready to deliver that? And you definitely make sure that you want to be ready. Because mentally, if you're not, you're sending out this signal to the universe, hey, I'm not ready. So then your challenge isn't going to work. And then how will they buy from you? Do you have a sales page? Is this a coaching one-on-one? Do they need to do a sales call? These are all things to have geared up before. So the big one is, who are you talking to and what are you selling them? Now, I like to consider before doing a Facebook challenge or helping my clients doing a Facebook challenge is whatever, let's say for the case, if you're doing a course launch at the end, you're opening your cart to your course or your membership, consider what is it that people need to understand prior to purchasing your product. In my case, I'm going to be doing a course on Facebook challenges themselves. So it's going to map out the entirety of a Facebook challenge, give you templates. Literally, it's a Facebook challenge in a kit. You've got every email, Canva thing, the whole nine. But you really need to understand what a Facebook challenge is and have it set up in your brain of what you're going to do prior to doing that. So if I were going to do a 5-day challenge, I would break down, okay, this is what a Facebook challenge is. Here's what you need to know. Who are you talking to? What are you talking about? And how are you getting money? Or something like that. That's how I would break it down. So think about, what is the information you wish your prospects or clients knew, understood, absorbed, whatever verb you want to use there, or adjective, like whatever action word is there. What do you want them to know and understand before they buy from you? And that could simply be, this is what, or maybe awareness. Maybe you're bringing awareness to something, or you're teaching them about your product, or you're teaching them some level that they need to reach prior to being able to purchase your product. It all depends on what you're selling and who you're talking to. So then we scroll down. I have a sample schedule here, something for you to create. And then we go down and we map it out day by day. Now, I'm not going to do this on this live because that's not really the purpose of this live. This is more things that you should ask yourself before you start planning. But that's what this workbook is for. It takes you through everything that you need to do and everything that, like all of the back end planning before you actually start hiring anyone or making any schedules or creating any graphics or writing any emails or all the big things that come with the Facebook challenge. This is that bare prep process that you have to do prior. Now, the next one I want to talk about, which we're going to go back to, who do I need to hire? If we scroll down all these days, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Do you need a team? Okay, this is the who do you need to hire portion. So I'm going to jump back up to 1 so it's not confusing the people watching the replay. And here's what I talk about, how we break it down. It looks, okay, so 6. I've got your Facebook ads, the Facebook group moderator, which is, please, that is so important. Do not skip on a Facebook group moderator. And one of the reasons why, and I point that out in the book, is, can you imagine having 1,000+ people a day asking to walk through a doorway that you're in charge of opening and closing? Like, it's pretty overwhelming. So you want to have at least 1. I recommend 1 per 1,000 people in your group. And again, this isn't a long-term hire. This is a good Facebook moderator for 5 days is your group, or 10 days because your group will be open through your lead gen as well. So total 15 days if you're doing 10 days of lead gen. And that will all make sense when you look at the scheduler. Do that first. And then a graphic designer. Can you handle making all of your graphics in a day or a week or however quickly you're trying to do your launch? That's something to consider. Email sequencer. Do you know how to schedule all of these emails? Do you know how to write them? That's the one below that. That's the email post writer. How good are you at talking to people and selling things to people? That's something to consider. And then the last one is someone on camera. Most likely that's going to be you. But again, if you're a team of people as the face of a business, select the person that's going to be the most camera friendly, someone that knows the product, they know what they're talking about, They know how to connect with people, all of these things. It's something to consider. And then we're going to go into the assessment. So on a scale of 1 to 10, think about how good you are at Facebook ads. Me personally, I'm probably like a -4. I know what makes a good Facebook ad, but I don't know how to make a good Facebook ad. Facebook group moderation. I could probably do it, but if I'm doing all of these Facebook lives and I'm managing getting people and actually signing up, then I'm not going to want to manage all these questions and fake access, people asking to join the group, but they don't actually want to be in the group. They're just trying to sell stuff. Someone's got to go through all those posts. If you have time, that's awesome. If you don't have time, this is something to consider hiring. Graphic designer. Again, I have Canva templates. I am a graphic designer. I could probably do this. Because I have Canva templates, it expedites the process significantly. Like I have everything mapped out for a Facebook challenge. But if you don't have Canva templates to go off of and you're not a graphic designer, are you comfortable making attractive graphics for your Facebook group and the Facebook ads that go with the Facebook group? The email sequencing, that is so confusing to people that don't understand it. I remember when I first started out with email sequencing, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So that's definitely something to consider. Star of the show, that's most likely going to be you. Email, Facebook group post writer. Again, this is copy. I am so bad at copy, it's not even funny. I actually have had to hire people to do copy, but they have to interview me and they're like copying everything down that I say and writing it out. But I still cannot put my words to a piece of paper without using some kind of a transcriptionist. So I don't know why, but there's just a wall there and I've accepted I'm not good at it. So, and then at the bottom, if you graded yourself 5 or lower, consider hiring out the task. Now, I am not telling you to hire 5 people or 10 people or whatever. Consider it. It's something to consider. You could maybe take a couple of YouTube videos or sign up for a course or something like that and learn how to be a better copywriter. It all depends on what you're comfortable with as a business owner and what your budget is comfortable with, because that's really going to make a lot of the decisions. So then the next one is, what tech am I going to use? This is something really good to plan out prior to signing up for 17,000 subscriptions and paying for all of them. Now that's module 4 in this workbook. And yes, this workbook is like 34 pages long. I poured my heart and soul into this thing just as much as I poured my heart and soul into my course, which is the big calendar behind me there. I have spent a year of my life obsessing over everything that goes into this. So please trust that what I'm saying comes from experience, it comes from the heart, and it comes from me wanting the best for you. Definitely. Like that is my number one goal, is just to get the best for everyone. And so email sequencers, I have personally not used every one of these on this list. And I mentioned that in the book too. These are direct copies from, or like direct quotes from either the website or reviews that I've seen other people make or things like that. And I wanted to include the price too, because I know for a lot of people, pricing and budgeting and money is really what matters. So that is the cheapest one, is probably going to be one of the free ones in the beginning. So MailChimp has a free version up to a certain amount of subscriptions. That's really good. These are the top 5 and they list off the reasons why. And then I also link down in the bottom to that article. I think there's something like 15, they cover 15 or 20 different email sequencer companies. So this isn't your only picks. If the one that you use is not on this list, that doesn't mean that it's cruddy or crappy or whatever. It just means that that wasn't the top 5 on this particular person's article. So now we're going to go down to the honorary mentions. These are just things that I think are completely vital for a Facebook group challenge, especially if you're working with a team. Canva, this workbook was made in Canva. Everything that I do, this overlay for the whatever this is, the live that you're seeing, I made that in Canva. All of my templates that I use for my clients' Facebook challenges are in Canva. It's wonderful. There's a free version, or you can pay for pro. It depends on what you're trying to do. It's great. It really expedites the graphic design process. StreamYard, that's what we're using now. It's free, or you can pay for it. I pay for it because I'm a graphics person and like things to look pretty. And also I like to be able to stream to more than one place. But for a Facebook pop-up challenge, Facebook group challenge, whatever, you could get away with just the free. You do not have to pay for StreamYard. Let's see, what else? Google Drive, obviously, that is a big suggestion. You need some way, especially if you're going to hire people like a copywriter or a graphic designer, you need a way to share your files. But I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with Google Drive at this point. And then again, I also want to note I'm not affiliated with any of the software I suggest. I just make suggestions based on what I've found that works with myself and other clients. So then we're going to scroll down. Oh, this is actually, you guys will see that, but that's talking about a course that I have already created. It's for creating the Facebook group that you're going to host your challenge in. That's optional, but I really found it helpful for a lot of the clients that I work with. I give it to them for free because they work with me. And then there's testimonials as well as a 20% off coupon for that. But that's not what we're here for. We are here to discuss the challenge and how to plan that. I forgot that was down there, actually. I feel slightly embarrassed. But yes, okay, so this workbook, let me stop screen sharing so that I can actually look you guys in the eyes while I'm talking to you. Okay, so the workbook, the comments, or it's going to be in the comments section. Let's see, this week I'm manifesting 2 clearing sessions booked. Woo! And I love Canva. Me too. I love Canva. I was using, let's see, because I have a degree in graphic design, I was using Adobe and like Photoshop and Illustrator and all that. And it took 9 years to do anything in it. And Canva really expedited that. A lot of graphic designers in my field think that it's cheating, but hey, I don't think it's cheating at all. Works, me too. Yes, it works so well. Okay, so the link to download the workbook should be in the description for this video. I'm going to post it in the comments as well. I don't think it'll show up in all destinations if I try to do this, so I'm just going to go to each one after it. But if you want any help or if you want to pick my brain or something like that, I do have free sessions for that as well. Feel free, yes, work smarter, not harder. I completely agree. So feel free to reach out to me if you need any help or if you want someone's brain to pick. I'm here for you. I got you. Facebook challenges, I've literally been dreaming about them for the last year. I mean, I wake up and I go, oh my gosh, that dream isn't, I'll dream about how to do the sequencing for the emails better or something like that. So I'm not kidding when I say I'm obsessed with this. Everyone in my family is absolutely overhearing about Facebook challenges. So thank you for giving me an outlet to talk about them without someone being like, oh, this again, like why? So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Today's Monday. So I'll see you on Wednesday at the same time, and we'll probably be talking about something witchy and wooey or manifesty or Facebook challengey, something like that. Those are the topics. So thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions, contact me. I'm here always. I got my phone on me all the time. Okay, bye guys.